Hello, my little Hatchets. I have another story for you today. It's an old story dear to my heart. It was written the same year I was born. It is Caps for Sale by Esphyr Slobodkina. I love these stories. Already yourself. Caps for sale. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had on his own gray checked cap, and then a bunch of blue caps, and then a bunch of brown caps, and then some gray caps, and on the very top are the red caps, much like my own. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset the hats. And as he went along, he'd call, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the streets and he walked down the streets, calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps today. Nobody even wanted a very fine red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for the lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of town, slowly, so as not to upset the caps on his head. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "And this is a nice place for a rest," he said. And he sat down very slowly under the tree, and he backed up a little by a little so as to not disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checked cap, and then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and the very fine red caps up on the top. They were all there, and so he went to sleep. He slept for a very long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him, and no caps. He looked to the left of him, and no caps. He looked in back of him, and no caps. He looked behind the tree, no caps. Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think that he saw? I'm going to tell you. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray, or a brown, or a blue, or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He did not know what to do, so finally he spoke to them. Hey, you monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him, and they went, "Ee, ee, ee." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them, and he said, "Hey, you monkeys, you've given me back my caps." Well, the monkeys looked at the peddler, and they went, "Ee, ee, ee, ee." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot. He said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and went, "Ee, ee, ee." By this time, that peddler man, he was very, very angry. He stamped both of his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps!" But the monkeys only stamped both of their feet and they went, "Ee, ee, ee!" At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap and he threw it on the ground. But not my very fine red cap. And he began to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. And all the gray caps, all the brown caps, all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back onto his head. First his own check cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and the very fine red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" And that would be the end of a Caps for Sale. Bye till the next time. Oops, made it just in time.